there are a lot of ideas for how we can improve the delivery of care at Boston Children's Hospital. We don't have any problem coming up with new ideas. And one challenge is just, what do you do with all these ideas? And people want to try new things. So that's the good news. And many of those ideas actually go on to become successful pilots. People are able to build a prototype, a mock-up, test it out, show that it works. That's where things begin to get challenging after you've had a successful pilot. In the ideal world, if you've had a successful pilot, you go and tell other people, and they quickly and easily adopt your great new idea. We don't live in that ideal world. We live in the real world, where change is not always embraced, and people are reluctant to try new things. And we live in the world of what I call the operationalization gap, or O gap. This is the really diffusion or adoption barrier that you see after you've had a successful pilot, but before something's actually taken up by the whole organization. So we really struggle with the O gap. That's a term I made up, so but you can all use it too, to just describe that transition and that barrier where a lot of good ideas would potentially die. And so one of the things that we do to try to help people with this challenge is, first of all, make them aware of the O gap. So whenever we work with innovators, when we're starting out a project, we sit down, we talk about the O gap, because that really helps people get across it. Some of the other resources that can help close the O gap are leadership, getting sponsorship, using change management, educational tools to help explain to people why this is such a good idea. But really, if you can be aware of the O gap and you can get the people who hold the keys to operationalization involved with the project before you're handing them a done deal, if you can get them involved in the pilot or even in the ideation, then you really have the best chance of shrinking that O gap and actually getting your idea broadly accepted and diffused. So we're always working on the O gap. I don't think it's unique to Children's Hospital. I think that big organizations suffer from the O gap more so than small organizations. And organizations that have sort of diffuse leadership, so a lot of different people in charge of things rather than sort of the command and control structure that maybe you see in the U.S. military. So I think the O gap, unfortunately, is alive and well, but it's something that we actually know something about and are starting to figure out how to close it.
Thank you.